Hello, and welcome to Pendulum Divining and Dowsing with Lyman Holton. Today, we're going to be using this lovely pendulum. Titanium is a metal that is as strong as steel, but weighs half as much. It's also a transition metal, and it's rust-proof. So titanium is what this pendulum is made out of. As you can see, it's been shined up really nice, but this is a metal. And to the best of my knowledge, it has no special spiritual meanings. There is something called titanium aura, which is when they take a vaporized form of titanium and it adheres to crystals, giving it a blue hue, different colored hue, blues and greens. That's said to have some spiritual meaning, but that's also man-made, as is this, by combining different types of metals that are I should say minerals that are mined, put together to make titanium. But it's a beautiful crystal. Half as heavy as steel, but still pretty heavy for a pendulum. Not bad. Now, with this titanium pendulum, we're going to go into another session of 3 questions. But today, what we're going to be talking about is the causes of physical illnesses. We can dowse some questions to find out if there's something in our subconscious that's bothering us to the point where we're actually suffering a physical illness. Now, some people have been known to suffer from cancer, and the cancer would go into remission when things got better on the outside of their life, perhaps their marriage, something like that. And then when the marriage began to worsen again, the cancer would come back, or other types of diseases as well. We become what we think about most of the time. If a person talks negatively to themselves, about themselves, they tend to become a more negative person. You could say toxins of the mind become toxins of the body. We must remember that thoughts and words matter. Not just what others say to you or to me, but what you say to yourself about yourself. So, you can use your mind to make yourself feel emotionally and psychologically better. You can also use your mind to uncover underlying issues that you're unaware of, affecting your subconscious, which, as a result, may be manifesting a problem within your body. So, a sip of my almost empty cup of coffee, and we move into the 3 questions. Question number 1. By the way, when I'm saying these questions, I have my pendulum situated so you can see it well, but I also have my questions written on this paper. And that's something you could do too. If you have a problem remembering your well thought out question, because you go into your dowsing state of mind, and all you should be concentrating on is the question you're asking. Nothing else. You clear your mind. Okay, that's a dowsing state. Well, it makes it easier for you if the question you're asking is rather complex to write it down, and you can read it and it works the same, maybe even better. Okay, so question number 1. Am I holding myself in a mental or emotional state that is harmful to my health? And we have a yes. Counterclockwise is yes for me. Okay, so there's something in my state of mind that's harmful to my health. Probably something that has happened to me in the past that is just sort of stuck in the back of my mind, the subconscious mind, that causes me to be anxious, irritated, nervous, and the stress affects your physical body. It wears on you. Okay? Now, if you get a yes on a question like this, which I'm not going to go into because it would make the video too long, we should ask more questions to determine what that mental or emotional state is fueled by. What happened in the past? And we could ask multiple questions about our childhood, school, or career, a time perhaps you were fired from your job, you got a divorce, things like that that bothered you. Maybe it's something to do with your military service. You were in combat. You had, you suffer from PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Various things it could be. Your dog died. Okay, let's go to question number 2. Am I holding on to any long-term resentment? Okay, we go into no. Clockwise for me, no. So I'm not holding on to any long-term resentment. If we say resentment, we're probably talking about something that we're rather angry about. It's not settled. You couldn't let it go. It happened, which would be a little different than the first question. But it's, it's a little different, meaning a little different. Now, mine said no, but if you get a yes when you ask the same question, it could be that you have resentment with a family member, a friend, employment, your career, etc. And if you have resentment with those things, you could get into each one and ask the yes or no question to find out which one. And then you can think hard about that one, like, am I really holding the resentment? Why am I holding resentment? You can dig down into it, and if you can get to the root of the problem, the root of the resentment, or emotional stress, or whichever it happens to be here, that allows you to think yourself through it and release it. Let it go. Maybe you would need to see a professional, a psychiatrist, a psychologist about that, some sort of a counselor to help you work through the problem. But you could at least get to the problem, right? Okay, question number 3. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy am I with my current employment? Now, I can't just ask that question, can I? No. I have to go on. I have to find out, do I range between, we could start off with 1 to 5, and we could go like 5 to 10 if we get a yes, no, depending on what the answers are to these. And we can narrow it down to perhaps resentment of 7, something like that, right? So the question would have to be, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy am I with my current employment? With 0 being the least, 10 being the most, am I in the range between 1 and 5? And there we have an obvious yes. So for me, I'm on the low end of the scale, but I can whittle that down to find out exactly where. Okay. Now, you don't have to just ask about employment. It could be marriage, the likelihood of an upcoming promotion, things of that nature, right? Okay, so those are the 3 questions that we went through today. Now, please, if you're going to follow along and also ask these questions with your pendulum, put them down in the comments section. I think it'd be very interesting to hear, and many others would enjoy reading what you have to say as well. All right? Goodbye for now.